Listen carefully. If you have been feeling restless, irritated without reason, if your sleep has been disturbed, if your energy feels suddenly drained, this is not random. The 18th is not just another day. It is a day when energies shift and when weak minds become vulnerable. But understand this clearly: no attack can touch a disciplined spirit. The real danger is not witchcraft. The real danger is your unconscious reaction to it. Stay until the end, because what I will share may protect you. Fear is always the first door that opens, before any ritual, before any date on the calendar, before any whisper about the 18th. Fear begins its work quietly inside you. It does not knock loudly. It does not announce itself. It slips in through a thought, a small one. What if something bad happens? And from that one thought, the entire structure of your peace begins to shake. Understand this clearly. The mind is powerful. When you plant fear into it, the mind will start searching for proof. Suddenly, every small inconvenience feels like a sign. A headache becomes an attack. A bad mood becomes a curse. A simple misunderstanding becomes spiritual warfare. But what really happened? Nothing external changed. Only your interpretation changed. Fear is creative. It paints shadows on empty walls and then convinces you they are real. When people speak about witchcraft attacks, most of the damage does not come from outside forces. It comes from internal collapse. The moment you believe you are under attack, your breathing changes, your posture weakens, your sleep becomes lighter, your thoughts become suspicious. You begin to look at people differently. You begin to mistrust your environment. And this internal instability is what truly drains your energy. A stable mind is like a mountain. Storms can pass around it, winds can hit it, but it does not move. But a fearful mind is like sand. Even a small breeze reshapes it. If someone tells you the 18th is dangerous, observe your reaction. Does your heart beat faster? Do you feel anxiety rising? That reaction, that is the real door. Not the date, not the rumor, not the ritual. The door is your fear. Darkness cannot enter a room that is filled with light. In the same way, external negativity cannot enter a consciousness that is grounded and aware. Fear lowers your guard because it disconnects you from your center. When you are afraid, you stop thinking clearly, you start reacting, and reaction is weakness. The disciplined mind does not deny the possibility of negative energy, it simply refuses to bow to it. It says, even if something is happening, I remain steady. This steadiness is protection, not panic, not superstition, not obsessive checking of signs, stillness. Ask yourself honestly, if no one had told you about the 18th, would you feel anything unusual? Most of the time the answer is no. That means the disturbance began with information, not with an attack. So close the first door. When fear knocks, do not open immediately. Sit with it, breathe slowly, watch it. You will notice that fear cannot survive observation. It grows in imagination but shrinks in awareness. The real battle is not outside your home, it is inside your mind. You wake up irritated, but there is no clear reason. Small things annoy you. Noise feels louder than usual. People's words feel heavier. You start overthinking conversations. You replay situations in your head. You imagine hidden meanings in simple actions. And slowly, your inner world becomes noisy. Many people at this point say, something is attacking me. But look carefully. What is actually happening? Your emotions are becoming unstable. When the mind is not anchored, emotions move like waves in a storm. One moment you feel anxious, the next moment you feel angry, then suddenly you feel tired, unmotivated, or strangely sad. This fluctuation creates confusion, and confusion makes you vulnerable. Understand this deeply. Not every emotional shift is a spiritual sign. Sometimes it is simply an undisciplined mind reacting to internal tension. When you constantly consume negative ideas, when you keep thinking about danger, your nervous system stays alert, it becomes hyper-aware, you start scanning your environment for threats, even normal events begin to feel suspicious, you may feel like someone is watching you, you may feel pressure in your chest, you may feel restless at night, but most of this is the body responding to stress. The mind is powerful. If you repeat a thought enough times, I am under attack, something is wrong, something is coming, your body will follow that script. It will create the symptoms. So what should you do when you notice sudden emotional disturbance? Do not react immediately. Do not label it as spiritual. Do not blame someone. Do not jump to conclusions. Pause. Sit quietly and observe your breathing. Notice the tension in your shoulders. Notice the speed of your thoughts. Just watch. The moment you observe without judgment, you create space. And in that space, clarity returns. Emotions are like clouds. They move. They change shape. They pass. But when you chase them, when you fight them, when you attach meaning to them, they stay longer. If irritation arises, observe it. If fear arises, observe it. If overthinking begins, observe the pattern. Awareness is stronger than reaction. Reaction feeds the disturbance. Awareness dissolves it. Remember this: a spiritually grounded person does not panic when emotions fluctuate. He understands that the mind sometimes becomes noisy, and instead of believing every thought, he questions it. He sits with it. He breathes through it. Most so-called attacks collapse the moment you stop dramatizing them. The real sign is not the emotion itself. The real sign is how quickly you lose control because of it. So when the disturbance comes, do not fight the wave, become the ocean, and the wave will disappear on its own. Discipline is not just a habit. Discipline is your shield. It is the quiet power that protects you before the storm even arrives. When you think about witchcraft or unseen forces, it is easy to imagine that what happens outside can control you, but the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Nothing can touch a mind that is disciplined. Discipline begins with the small things: how you wake up, how you organize your day, how you treat your body. Waking up on time, even when you feel tired or unmotivated, sends a message to your mind and spirit. You are in control. Cleaning your space, arranging it with care, paying attention to light, to air, to the objects around you, anchors your energy. A messy, chaotic environment makes the mind scattered, vulnerable, and reactive. Control of speech is another form of discipline. Words are energy. Every word you speak carries weight. Complaining, gossiping, harshness, or unnecessary arguments scatter your energy and create openings. Speaking intentionally, softly, and truthfully centers your spirit. Diet is also discipline. Feeding the body with food that nourishes, that does not inflame, that maintains clarity, keeps your energy stable. The physical body is not separate from the spiritual body. Weakness in one reflects in the other. Meditation or quiet reflection is the core of all discipline. It is the anchor that holds you steady when the world shakes. When you sit in stillness, even for a few minutes, you send a signal to yourself and to the universe. Your mind will not be hijacked. Your energy will not be stolen. Darkness cannot enter where stillness exists. Discipline is not punishment, it is preparation. The day of the 18th may be spoken about as a time of danger, but the disciplined mind does not fear the calendar. It does not tremble at warnings. It has already built the walls within. When fear arises, discipline does not react. When emotional disturbance appears, discipline observes. When energy leaks threaten to weaken you, discipline closes the door. Many people mistake rituals, charms, or protective objects as protection. They are not. The real protection is internal. It is the quiet, unwavering practice of maintaining order in your life, in your thoughts, in your actions. External rituals can supplement this, but they cannot replace it. Discipline is the foundation. Without it, every tool is weak. With it, every tool strengthens. And the beauty of discipline is that it is accessible to anyone. You do not need power over others. You do not need extraordinary abilities. You do not need permission from the universe. You only need consistency. One disciplined action repeated every day creates a fortress around your mind and spirit. When you understand this, the 18th no longer holds fear. It becomes a day like any other, a day to practice steadiness, to anchor yourself, to observe your strength. Discipline turns potential chaos into calm. It turns vulnerability into immunity. Energy is the most valuable resource you have, and yet it is often the most overlooked. Every thought, every word, every action carries energy. Some of it strengthens you, some of it weakens you. And the truth is simple. Vulnerability does not come from outside, it comes from within. When your energy leaks, when it is scattered, when it is spent on what does not serve you, you become an open doorway. That is when attacks, seen or unseen, find a place to touch you. Notice how small things can drain you. Gossip, for example. When you speak about others with judgment or envy, your mind becomes entangled in their energy, and your own energy disperses. Complaining, endlessly analyzing what went wrong, focusing on problems instead of solutions, this too scatters your power. Anger is another energy thief. When you allow irritation to take over, it occupies your mind and your body, and you feel weaker, lighter, unstable. Even lust, envy, or unnecessary attachment pulls energy from your core, leaving you less anchored and less able to respond wisely. The 18th is not inherently dangerous. It is simply a day when the energies around you may shift. The weak or scattered mind feels this more strongly because it has no reserves to stay steady. But the disciplined, aware, grounded mind moves through it like water flows through rocks, steady, unshaken, untouchable. Vulnerability is a choice, and it begins with attention. Where are you giving your energy? Who are you feeding with your focus? Are you letting minor irritations occupy hours of thought? Are you letting fear of the unknown occupy your mornings and nights? These are the subtle leaks that make you weak before anything even touches you. The remedy is awareness and protection. Begin by observing yourself throughout the day. Notice when your energy is pulled away unnecessarily. Notice when your mind becomes entangled in gossip, fear, or envy. Notice when small disturbances upset your equilibrium, and then take control. Refocus your mind, clear your space, walk away from situations that drain you, meditate, breathe, ground yourself in your body and your presence. Your energy is not just about keeping yourself safe from outside forces. It is about reclaiming your power. When you learn to conserve it, when you learn to protect it, even the most intense external pressures cannot penetrate you. You become a fortress not by walls, but by the strength that flows through you. People, events, rumors, even spiritual attacks, they all fade when your energy is intact. This is why the truly dangerous attacks are never the ones outside. They are the ones allowed in by your own inattention, your own indulgence, your own reaction. Guard your energy as if your life depends on it, because it does. When you do this, nothing external can harm you. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you possess, yet it is often the most misunderstood. When something feels off, when a sense of danger or disturbance arises, most people immediately react. They argue, they defend themselves, they announce their fear, or they lash out in frustration. This reaction gives life to what they fear. It feeds it, empowers it, and multiplies its effect. But the truth is simple. Nothing gains strength from stillness. Darkness collapses when it is not fed attention. When you feel a disturbance, the first impulse is to fight it. Your mind wants to analyze, to explain, to solve, to respond. But reaction is weakness. Reaction is energy being given to something that may not even exist outside of your perception. Instead, pause, stop, observe, breathe. Let the moment unfold without judgment. Do not label it as spiritual attack, bad luck, or misfortune. Simply notice it. In this stillness, clarity begins to emerge. Silence is not passive. It is active strength. It allows you to reclaim control over your energy. When you do not react, you are consciously deciding where your power flows. You are choosing not to feed fear, not to feed anger, not to feed confusion. You are becoming the observer, and observers cannot be controlled. Observers cannot be shaken. Observers do not create chaos. They contain it. Think about it. Most disturbances, most so-called attacks rely on your response. They rely on your fear, your anger, your impatience, your gossip, or your anxiety. When you remain silent, you remove the fuel that sustains them. This is why silence is stronger than confrontation, stronger than debate, stronger than panic. It is the foundation of resilience. You will notice that when you practice this, small irritations begin to lose power. Misunderstandings do not escalate. Emotional turbulence passes more quickly. Even when others around you react, you remain steady. Your energy stays anchored, your mind stays clear, your presence becomes a calm center that cannot be disturbed. People, events, and energies may move around you, but they cannot shake the core that remains quiet and aware. Silence also allows observation. When you are not reacting, you see patterns. You notice the moments that consistently disturb you. You recognize where your energy leaks, where fear creeps in, where old habits repeat. This awareness is itself a form of protection. It is the preemptive shield that keeps vulnerability at bay. Remember, the real power is not in fighting what comes towards you. The real power is in knowing how to move through it without being consumed. When something feels off, do not argue, do not react, do not announce your fear. Sit, breathe, observe, and let it pass. The real warning is not about what is coming from outside. The real warning is about you. Most people spend their lives looking for signs, searching for curses, trying to interpret the actions of others as proof that something is attacking them. But the truth is far simpler and far more profound. Every so-called attack is a mirror. It reflects the state of your mind, the discipline of your body, the clarity of your energy, and the awareness of your spirit. The 18th, the date that people speak of with fear, is simply a reminder, a test. It shows who is prepared and who is not. Every attack that seems to touch you, every disturbance that makes you restless, every moment of fear that rises unexpectedly, it is not an enemy outside you, it is a challenge inside you. Are you disciplined? Are you aware of your energy? Are you anchored in calm? Or do you allow small disturbances to sweep you off balance? The external world is not plotting against you, it is presenting an opportunity to see yourself clearly. The difference between vulnerability and immunity is consciousness. When you're aware of your reactions, your thoughts, your energy, and your emotions, nothing external can sway you. When a negative thought arises, you notice it without judgment. When fear begins, you observe it, breathe through it, and release it. When energy is pulled away, you reclaim it consciously. Every time you do this, the mirror shows less distortion, and the reflection becomes clearer. Most people miss this. They believe the warning is in the world, in the ritual, in the alignment of energies. They look outward and panic, but this is exactly how weakness is created, by giving power to the external instead of mastering the internal. The real danger is not what may happen on the 18th. The real danger is how quickly you forget yourself, how quickly you allow a thought or emotion to control you, how quickly you surrender to distraction, fear, or gossip. When you understand this, every disturbance becomes a lesson. Every sudden fear, every moment of doubt, every perceived attack is a signal. Focus, ground yourself, return to discipline, protect your energy, sit in silence, breathe, observe. These moments are not punishments, they are invitations to mastery. The 18th is not a curse day, it is a mirror day. It shows clearly who is anchored and who is scattered, who reacts and who observes, who gives away their power and who keeps it. The world cannot harm you unless you first let it enter your mind, your heart, your energy. And when you master yourself, when you remain aware, steady, and disciplined, no date, no ritual, no person, no force, and no whisper can touch you. The true warning is a reflection. Master yourself, and nothing can master you.